Monday, February 21st, 2005. Fort Lauderdale fishing pier, commercial fishing pier. Hi, Jace. Hi, Aunt May. What's that? Is that a turtle? Turtle. Turtle. Oh, seaweed. So we've already caught 2 fish, but by way of kindness, not directly due to our own.
Hey, look.
Oh, look. That's a good spot. See, look, this is the cleanup. We're the cleanup crew. These people are so nice.
Okay. Grandpa, say your name.
What?
Say your name. Say your name.
My name, Min Kim Lee.
Okay. And when were you? Where were you born?
Where you
Yeah.
say?
Where?
In China,
And when?
Canton, China.
When were you born?
When?
Yeah.
I think I little confused with the calendar of Chinese calendar and American. But however, I born 1 year older than 中华民国. It's a Qing Dynasty the last year I born.
Okay.
People ask me how old I am. I know people like be young, but I have to tell friends, so I say I'm only 48. So I'm still young, huh?
Yeah, you're young.
And they laugh. I say, why do you laugh? 48 and 48 is 96. Well, all right, you got it.
And Grandpa, what's the village that you were born in?
Huh?
What village were you born in?
I born in Yo Ai Hang,
Yo Ai Hang.
in Wun Tun Hang. The water, hot water,
Hot spring.
hot spring. And so it's a little bit far, little bit away from the suburban area.
And how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 3 brothers.
And your parents' names?
Huh?
What were your parents' names?
Well, Chinese name?
Say it, even Chinese.
Li Hen Loi.
Okay. And what did your father?
Okay.
Okay. What did your father do? What was your father's profession?
Well, he normally run a laundry.
Oh, in the U.S.
Yeah, in the U.S. A tough time to make a living, isn't it?
So he came to the U.S. when you were young.
I almost 29 years old when I come around here. Actually, after I come into the United States, the next year the Japanese bombed the Pearl Harbor.
Really? Now, what about your father, though? Did your father come to the U.S. before you?
Right.
Yeah? So your father left the village and came to the U.S., and you were still in the village?
Right.
Yeah.
I still live in.
And you came by yourself?
And those tough days, the Japanese invade China. And I get out of the country soon enough to avoid those tough situations.
Were you married?
Right now, if I have children, God has to be married. What are you talking about?
She mean when you get.
When you left China, were you already married?
What?
Tell
I don't
me.
get you.
You asked the question in Chinese.
你乜嘢時候來花旗？喺你嗰時結咗婚講來花旗冇來花旗，不過你結婚講。
I married before I come to this country.
And so you left your wife in China
And the children,
and the children. How many children?
3.
3 children. And so you came to America in what year?
Year before the Japanese, 1940.
You know, remember the Pearl Harbor?
Oh yeah.
It's the next year.
Next 1940?
1 year sooner than that.
Okay.
1940.
Okay. And when you came to America, where did you land?
I landed in San Francisco.
By yourself.
Right.
And then what did you do?
Huh?
And then what happened?
Then I take Pacific, the railroad through the Canada, come to Montreal, and then take a train down to Boston. That's the way if I remember wrong, you excuse me, I'm the only young man.
48.
And so did you stay in Boston?
I stay in Boston for a short time. Then I go to Providence, Rhode Island, and work in the laundry.
And did you know people in Providence? Do you
In
have family there?
Well, some relative live there and have a laundry. Yes, 2.
Okay. And then what happened after Providence? Then after Providence, did you move to New York?
Well, I found out laundry is not easy to make a living and going nowhere. So what I heard to make a life a little better, maybe go for restaurant business. But yet, I don't have a knowledge to run a restaurant. I don't have a chance to train myself to run business. So I go to the restaurant called House of Chen. And work there. To begin with, I had to wash dishes to get paid. However, the pay is so low, I have to go laundry, help people finish some leftover works in order to get little extra income to, to manage the family, to send money back to China.
And was it hard work?
Well, work is not really hard work, but the living is like a horse, like a cow.
ลองเอา
Long hour, and I have to no room for me to stay. I have to stay in the room to iron the clothing under the iron board.
And for how many years?
Oh, for a couple years. Then this restaurant in New York, I come to learn. So then from there on, life is a little bit different.
So when did, after how many years in America were you able to save up money to bring grandma over?
Well, it's less than 10 years, let's say.
Really? So you were by yourself in the U.S.
In
for,
other words, I lived the family about 8 years.
and grandma came over first, right? And then
Right.
and then the children later?
Right,
So did she come work with you at House of Chan?
right. She do a little helping in the kitchen while she go to school for English.
And then she had Uncle Eugene,
Right.
right?
Then Eugene's born in this country.
Yeah. And so then you bought did you buy the restaurant and then the other kids came over, or did the kids come first and then you bought the restaurant?
The kids come first.
And so you had Mark was 17, 16,
I think it's 16.
16, and then Alan
And
was,
each one is 3 years older than the other.
okay, so Mark was 16, Alan was 13, May was 10. And so they all go to school in New York City? Where were you living?
In New York City.
And did everybody also work at House of Chan?
No. Only Alan brushed the shoes for the people who work there to make a few dollars and sell paper.
And
It was so hard to make a living those days.
And Uncle Mark, what did Uncle Mark do?
Uncle Mark studied in school and later on be a waiter at the House of Chan.
Where in New York City did you live?
Well, it's called House of Chan at 52nd Street and 7th Avenue at the corner there.
I see. And you lived there, or that's where you were? Did you live there?
No, I'm not living in the restaurant. No way.
Where did you
But
live?
the chef have his own apartment and take me in
Ah.
and taught me whatever he knows to help business.
And then didn't you become the head chef?
Who?
You became
Oh yeah. Later on, when the chef retired, I take over. I see, take temporary. I take over.
And Grandpa, that's pretty amazing that because in China you were a teacher, right? Not a chef.
No.
And so how did you learn cooking so fast?
Well, I think cooking is a common sense. Use your common sense with your interest. This is a simple work. Only, hard work though.
A lot of hard work.
Mm.
So you bought the restaurant in Yonkers,
Yeah,
right? Around when was that in the 19?
maybe 1954. Sometime I couldn't remember correctly.
And did you have to do a lot of work to change the restaurant?
Yeah, we had to. First of all, not a really good chef, and the English I know is too little to help my business, running my business. So, in that time, I use those books, paper, and try to get the meaning of the word or sentence. Those days, including at the house chain, I do that to learn English while working. So, good thing is, at the house chain, quite a few people work in the dining room are PhD
Really?
and master degrees, but nobody give a job to the Chinese people.
Really?
And
PhD
so
nobody give
they
job.
had to be work at the in the restaurant to make a living.
Wow.
So with that opportunity to me, I asked them explain the meaning of the word, the vocabulary in my mind, and some Juksen means those people live born in this country, we call Juksen, and how to pronounce it. Go with the pronunciation, the meaning, add it up, and a little hard work. One way, I cut in the toenail. Chop, 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 chop. The other way, when I leave the knife at the chopping board, I take off one piece by piece for the word, vocabulary,
Yeah.
and look one round. And the oil is boiling hot now. Then I, broil those, deep fry those shrimps and
Read a page.
meatballs and so forth.
Cooking and learning.
Yeah. I think someone told me about how you used to paste
It's
different things all over the restaurant.
about 10 to 20 piece paper, each just about 20 words. So since then, the kids growing, and I don't have much money, just enough money to make our living going. So I figured I have to look for future. So I look for a restaurant to run because I learned something from the house chain besides English and how to organize kitchen and way to cook. So I look for a place. Happen the boss at the house chain, he really want to help me. Take me to I forget the name of the city. At the US 1, the highway US 1 in Connecticut. So he take me there to look occasion, the possibility to rent those things. And I figured spend too much money to open a business. I couldn't afford it. However, I talked to my cousins in Mobile, Alabama, and they sent $5,000 to
Really?
me. So it's great help.
Yeah.
So I tried to open a new restaurant. What a sudden opportunity up in Yonkers. She only asked for $2,000. I made,
You had lot of money.
It was Aunt May?
yeah.
Really?
See, I bought from her, then only $2,000. I don't even
$2,000.
need the check from Alabama.
Was
I sent that
$2,000
to
a
them.
month or a year?
Huh?
$2,000 was what? The rent?
Capital
Buy the whole.
Buy the
for the
whole
investment.
buy the whole restaurant for $2,000.
Yeah, was cheap.
They sent him 5,000 and he only need 2,000 to buy a restaurant.
So you bought the restaurant.
So that's the beginning of the
Your future.
restaurants.
And May, you didn't know he had $5,000, did you?
Then, then I think before I started, the boss at the house chain, he has a really good-minded person, good, try to help me. And he talk about how to make friends and influence the people. And he says he go to Dale Carnegie to learn it. Then he used it. So whatever he learned, he used it. So at night at the house chain, after work, I go to Dale Carnegie.
Really?
Learn about 45 hours, I think. So happened I buy a restaurant, I couldn't continue. I stopped. But I used the idea of get along with the people, get friends with the customer. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Besides, my children, and they begin to know a little English now, and they try to help me to run a restaurant. So, your father is a chef, temporary chef.
Still is.
When I go fishing on Tuesdays, he take charge. When I go down to Key West for vacation, he take charge.
And he was in high school?
I think he was in CCNY or something.
In college.
However, and with the kids, so nice help. So no people can, lot of sport peoples, and they see the top living we have. The friends at the restaurant is our customer, and they try to help us. And talk to their friend, and the business grew up. It's the way we make a living, and the kids, they really deserve a good kids.
So but a lot of the waiters and the chefs at the restaurant, did they come from the village?
Not come from the village, from all over the suburban, even inside the city. People introduce it. Some come to learn how to run business. Some just temporary job, and so lucky, and they get along with me, and gradually I give a little heavier job to them and encourage them. Even now, I'm 96, still some old friends work for the house Lee,
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
Go fishing with me.
Yeah. Some of them were at Uncle Phil's
And
service on Saturday. And so in the restaurant, I remember Grandma used to be in the front, right? And she would greet all the
She-
customers.
she sell the fish. She do the selling of a fish. The fish I caught.
She tells everyone about your fish.
She don't have to be excited to introduce because the customer I charge less and big portion, and of course I myself to make sure the cooking is right. So they have a bigger portion, they eat 10 fish, and they come back and talk to their friends. And sometimes some fishermen ask if they can help to see me and ask me where to fish, get those fish. And the Uncle Kim Chen,
Mm-hmm.
and tell the people that the fish you played 2 hours ago still swimming in Montauk. So exaggerated a little bit. But what's wrong? They are happy. And they indirectly help the business.
So how many years did you run the restaurant?
54, I think 53 years old I started until 67 I retired. How many, in between how many years?
But you started in
13.
13 years?
More than that.
More than
Yeah, more than that. When did you started the restaurant in 1954? When did you stop? When did the restaurant stop? When did
When I leave the restaurant and the people work for the restaurant take over,
right?
I sell the shares to them
Was that
and
70?
make sure they can make some money.
Do you remember what year that was? What year did you retire?
74?
Well, I was 60. I forget.
You were retired
Yeah.
at 65,
At
right?
65, I have 3 heart attacks. So I have to retire. At this time, I start using the pacemaker. This is the number 4 pacemaker.
It's you were 65 in
When I
1974.
changed it, when I implanted the pacemaker, I was stopped at Sim Sim's house, and they tried hard to help me. Thank you, Sim Sim.
Oh, don't mention it. It's not nothing.
He was at your house visiting?
Maybe. I can't remember.
So that you retired and you turned the restaurant over.
And yeah, then your father insists tell me after retire, either go to San Diego for retirement or go to Florida. And I figure San Diego too far from New York. The families are New York, why I have to go that far? And yet, in fact, I think one season I go to San Diego and I found out it's a better try Florida first. Then I go, first year, go down the marathon in the Keys.
Mm-hmm.
And next year I go to Naples, Marco Island, for another year. And then the following year, I go to Key Biscayne for 3 years.
Yeah.
Then begin to buy a condo here. So that was about 29 years ago.
That's
I
right.
think 1979.
It's
You have a
about,
good memory.
oh, his memory to read.
When
Yeah.
he looked at here, my husband and him and come here and look.
Oh, really?
We live in North.
So, for those 28 years, the price I invest on a condo here to 5 years ago, still the price not moving.
Really?
Not
Really?
moving at all. But like your father, you put the money not for investment, it's for your living. If you living happy, what more you want? You're not doing hotel business. Why you have to care about it? So think back. I said, forget about it.
It was a good investment.
Yeah, the invest.
And now since you retired, you play tennis, golf.
When I was
Fishing.
70 years old, I learned tennis from here and learned golf from the golf range. You were there
Mhm.
today,
Yeah.
and also keep the fishing, activity going on. So sometimes,
One more thing, Tai Chi.
That's right.
yeah, and
Morning
Tai Chi, because the Tai Chi
help.
get me all of the trouble and heart problem. 3 heart attack with the Tai Chi and the pacemaker. Get me all.
Yeah, Tai Chi, how many times a day?
Often
Every
once a day.
Every morning.
It used to be a
You know, when I perform Tai Chi
Yeah.
down here, and the people live here, I think it's about 12 people follow me to learn. And there's a friendship. They don't mind, slow. Yeah, I think they enjoy it.
I remember.
Me too.
20 years ago, you are not slow.
Yeah, Grandpa, I remember downstairs you used to do Tai Chi and all these people would come and
Right.
I couldn't follow you because I
He's
didn't-
at 8 o'clock there.
Those days,
Yeah.
the fish pond around here is loaded with fish.
We fish there.
Loaded
We
with
visit
fish.
him.
And remember, one day it was a fire train people to乜地方做緊乜嘢？連結
Fire alarm.
fire alarm, and I go out to fish and catch one bass so big, unbelievable. I want to show off to Sim Sim and go to their house, and we want to make bak sui mui,
What's bak soy?
Steam
poach the fish.
poster.
And no pot, no pan, a tampion can feed the fish.
Come
So
on.
all of a sudden, my thinking is not too bad. Hey, what about when you bake the turkey? You have a big pot,
Mm-hmm.
and she put it out, and we use it small the pots, boiling the water, and put the fish in the big one. Put the
Big
boiling
container.
water in, and shut the flame into just keep the heat on. Wow! I think Sim's cooking is terrific.
I can't.
Delicious.
He wants to talk about fishing. You should ask. I'm gonna go.
So,
Your father call. You told you call back.
right. How was so? I hear you were a pretty good tennis player. You learned to play
Well,
tennis
those
at age
days-
70.
Those days, they well trained. I'm the first or the very beginners to play together. So I not doing well, but every time I hit the ball normally going, follow through. But they always stand on the net and hit your ball straight down. I couldn't do a damn thing about it. So one time meet the Jin Sim, 有個那個 professor 雖然
What do you mean?
學乜嘢佢講
衰啊！
講
全名啊！
唔係前名講嘅呢
Jolie is not here yet.
no I mean the computer
Computer? Garcia?
Intel
Intel.
and computer.
Oh, yeah, what?
So I just make fun of it. Let me use a computer to deal with those players, you know, hit the ball so hard. So I backstroke the ball, pull the ball up all the way over the man's head to the last few inches. They couldn't do a damn thing, they stand in the net. And they give me the name Moonball Player.
That's funny.
It's like your granddaughter. You know, your granddaughter is Moonball Lee.
So,
New Jersey State Doubles Champion, 1988.
they talk
Moonball.
about computer and avoid the ball, the ball somebody hit on the way, and I don't have a chance to deal. And I say, look, everything you have a new idea to deal with, like a computer. You can hit it, make an internet, you know, in computer way. Sometimes you never know. The technology getting so good nowadays. Do something else. You don't have to back up the ball. So I figured, okay, I'm going to be hit it, follow through, or just barely over the net, and in an angle, I can avoid somebody get my ball. Which is true, but mostly my ball use your internet into the net.
I remember you're very good with the slice.
That's
So over the years, you've done a lot of fishing.
Huh?
Over the years, you've done a lot of fishing,
Oh yeah,
right? Where are all the different places that you've gone fishing?
I told you go to Sawgrass Mill area, Highway 727. I happen, you know, try to rig my rig and fish, because the speedboat scared the fish, jump up one in my lap
That's not really
That
true.
was
is-
one of the facts. At the same time, same day, when I going back after half day trip, and they stopped me from going home, and they say, I would say, what's wrong with me? Why don't you let me go? What do you do here? They say, we work for the state of Florida to find out what kind of fish are over here. So we use dynamite to stung the fish, and when the fish flow, we check what's the what. Now you can go by. I say, wait, what about the fish drowned here? Stung here. He said, help yourself. Wow, good thing I have a big net. Catch a fish. Catch two. So
Is that really
three
true?
fish without hook.
Is that really true, Grandpa?
That is dumb luck, basically.
When he still live in Key Biscayne, he decided to go to Chinese church, look for us, lost and cousin.
Oh yeah. Because before I come down to Florida, 阿呢副人，其實扮員工人，問撩慶要嘅慶禮，我 Florida 啫，佢係N2工程啫
You have to speak English, Grandpa.
，and
Send me go, they move.
so I said, where they are now? Have no place I can find information. All of a sudden, one day in the morning, I look at the paper, says such and such a place, because the Chinese New Year, they're going to have a dragon dancing. So I'm interested. I go there, see the dancing dragon. When I walk into the church, Jin Suk stand in the front.
Usher.
Shake my hand and say, well, 歡迎歡迎。我哋講回神話，我哋回神嘅啫嘛。
You better talk English.
Yes, I'm Chinese. What's why like台山people? 乜你台山嚟啫？Where you live in 台山？ So they we in the spring, hot spring, 溫泉嘅。So I said, oh, so me, I'm the 溫泉 area.
He walk in the church.
What street? What village you live? 遼慶. Wow! I jump up. Thank God, give me the opportunity to meet Jin Suk.
He came in the church, try to, in Chinese church maybe, he can have the way to find somebody, the lady, so walk in, my husband was usher, welcome them, ask them where they come from, and he talked about from Khoisan, or then my husband said, oh, Khoisan where? Then they talk and then, oh, it's you are my uncle.
Really? And did they know each other when they were in the village?
Yeah,
But it was a long time ago,
long time
right?
ago, yeah.
Wow,
How long ago?
that's amazing.
Such amazing.
Then he keeps saying, find the lost
See, we born from different village, but
He's the teacher, My husband, of course, go to school and know he's the teacher.
Oh, because he was everybody's teacher, right?
I heard about his name, but I don't I have opportunity to meet him here, not even in China.
China, this
Come here.
village is difficult to
Go
meet
to the
everybody.
place of, oh boy, it's a really something.
So you were a teacher in China?
Yeah, and there's, I think, what they,
You have to teach everything, right?
I think it's about 4 year school,
Mm-hmm.
school boy or girl, 4 year in the school. It's
Young
the
kid.
level.
Like
Okay.
elementary school?
Boys, not high school,
Elementary school?
elementary school.
I think down in the village, normally it's not just one class for third or one class for first, I think the one room, this group, second grade, this one, third grade, fourth grade.
Everybody in one room?
Yeah, something like
And was it in the village or was it in a different village? Your school?
They
In
had the
different
schoolhouse.
village.
They had the school.
And we have 5 village in the same relative
Schoolhouse.
relationship,
So your school was in a different village?
right?
And so how did you get there?
Walk.
Walk
How far was the village?
about 3 miles, maybe 4 miles, the most.
So you just walk there every day?
Yeah.
What if it was raining?
Carry on walk.
When I teaching there, I live there.
Oh, really?
The school is pretty often pretty new.
What was the school like? Was it like this was what year was this? 1930? 19...
How big
Well-
the school? 1 floor or 2 floor?
So was
2
it,
floor.
and it was so it was like a modern building?
Yeah, modern building, but no elevator then.
Were you the only teacher?
Oh, we have 5, 6 teachers.
And you all taught one class, all subjects, all topics.
We have 6 rooms for different,
Oh, I see. They have different rooms.
Different ages.
different age.
And what subjects did you teach?
算术,
So you teach
Math.
math? Oh, only,
mathematics.
only math.
Some stories
Stories.
to
Like a
in
so-so.
between.
So math and stories.
And so
Chinese writing too.
when your kids were young, what kind of advice did you give them about how to be a good kid? About
Good what?
good kid?
How you teach your own children?
She's better at this than I am. You're good. You ask good
I think
questions.
she's a good teacher.
She's
No.
a
You
good.
better ask her.
She's good.
You get the right answer.
Now, that's a good question. So, how did you teach your own children? What lessons did you try and teach them?
First, point out we are unfortunate people. We cannot learn from the other wealthy families. So if we work hard and study hard, you'll be better off, and nobody gonna be乜歧視啊乜人
Nobody look down on you.
Yeah, nobody gonna look down on you. You have to work hard for it. And in fact, those days, because they learned something I never learned before, and such like English. So they They help me. But they never beat me though.
What else? What else did you teach your children?
I think history. Where I can, because of history, I can tell stories.
A good storyteller.
But I'm very bad creation.
So only true stories.
No.
What about how to treat other people? I think you, from Uncle Mark and my dad and Auntie May and Uncle Eugene, I think they learned a lot from you and Grandma about how to treat other people.
Well, not word by word. It's actually the same way we live with other people, get along, respect each other, and never tell them to, to get relationship with other people. That's all.
You were saying, Grandpa?
嗰啲演員到去人哋表演嘅演員含到乜嘢
Actual.
actor. See, one time I was an actor for the school,
Oh, really?
and the school to memorize and history. See, the China is unfair to the lady. The man got the power, got the right, everything. So that's why one generation after other, the ladies always think back the treatment unfair. So one lady says, if who write the rule, if he's a man, to come to this fact, if a lady be a writer, the ladies won't be this bad. So one generation to other always treat the younger generation. Try to cry, couldn't get it out. So I was a young
Yeah, actor.
actor for the
For the man or
for
lady?
the
You act for the man
Oh,
or
for a
lady?
lady. You pretended to be a.
for everybody. So, like in history, one fact is there was a lady hang herself on the tree, and talk about the story. No lady can stop crying. So I made myself look like a lady and look like a tough lady. So to treat my in-law, daughter-in-law. So the story is the fact like that. And I do it to make the people think back. Then, all of a sudden, some ladies, younger generation, cry. They all cry.
Thì you cry?
我扮乜啫？喊到屋架鼓啊！我喐嘢嘛
You act as the mother-in-law?
，Yeah。So
He do the acting now, a mother-in-law.
To teach them a lesson.
I don't know what he
So
did. He said way back,
to get the
lady is very unfair. They don't treat the lady right.
and
So you mean that you are the mean mother-in-law?
mean mother-in-law, very mean. And also 有個 Mrs. Wong，
So you are very bad to your daughters.
supposed to expect that the relative send the banana on August the 15th
Mm-hmm.
and for tradition and no money to buy. So cry and face the husband. The husband get the 那切多什么呢
Those little cut things.
Yeah.
Push. They
Oh.
use that for carry heavy
Sell
things.
the
One
sell
wheel.
little
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
and-
wheelbarrow.
get the money to buy you know
Bananas.
Wheelbarrow. Get money to buy wheelbarrow? Or get
Money
money
to
to
buy
buy... Oh, get
banana.
money. Oh,
Yes,
get
sir.
money to buy banana because August 15, that is some kind of date. They try to buy all the things like they had a good harvest that year, that day. They try to give thanks to that good year,
Yeah.
things like that. They bought fruit or different kind of thing to do that. They said to thank the moon or something like that.
but I'm the mean mother-in-law
Mean mother-in-law.
and I get the banana and take a look around. The banana's good. Only smell like a working
Smells like a.
because she knows the banana was sold
Oh, it was in the wheelbarrow.
where they get the get the money to buy. So the daughter-in-law cried immediately, go back to her room, close the door. So keep calling her and nobody answer until Brooke
Break the door down.
the door and take a look. She hang herself.
Oh.
That is the story they act it out.
It is a true
Wow.
story.
Everybody cry
At
and
the-
cry
at the
and
school?
cry.
And I also act that way.
He act as the bad mother-in-law.
You were too good, Grandpa. Too good.
Oh, so many people cry, including myself.
You won an Oscar.
He's a good actor.
Okay, so we finished one more story about your brother. You were talking about your brother before, who was put in jail.
Brother,
Your brother,
mm,
your youngest brother, was put in jail.
yeah.
And what happened to him?
Then Kuomintang kill him by whatever they say. They
Kuomintang.
not you know, no
Kuomintang,
what?
not Cultural
the
Revolution.
question. Nothing, just kill him.
Really? What year was this? Do you know when?
Yeah, I think about 10
You mean in
years.
jail in this country or
I
in
am-
China?
Stay in this country about 8 years approximately.
Yeah.
In China,
19. Right. That was right when Mao was
and
taking
he's
over.
a good, smart, and
Teacher?
hard for study, and he's a love the country. No pay, but he just tell the people, communism is wrong. They kill him.
This
It
was
was a Chiang Kai-shek time.
So I'm confused. So he was against communism, right? So was
No, he's not
he's not
against it. He's
Against.
staying with the same side of the communism.
Oh, he was standing on the same side as communism.
Oh, he was a communist.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if he really joined that organization or
Right.
not. I don't know.
But
But the
Chiang Kai-shek killed him.
Say he is.
I see.
Oh, and they killed him.
This is why. So this
Politics, even though a different part of politics, you cannot kill the people like that.
Yeah.
How long was he in jail? He was put in jail and
Just a few months
yeah.
and kill him. And eventually get his body back to hot spring and try to raise money to build a river.
Mhm.
So I feel sense that this is the brotherhood job. If not right, I should ignore. If it's right, I have too much share. So I get 8,000 American dollars to build a.
Okay, I'll go home. Good story. Bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I think we're good.
Bye.
They could.
Yeah, Grandpa, you must be
Finish
tired.
the whole
You're very good.
So
They could.
now, if you go to China visit, Wun Tun, Hui Sam Gap, from Wun Tun to Sam Gap, about 1 mile from Wun Tun, you can see,
A memorial.
a memorial style. His name's there.
What was his name?
Huh?
What was his name? Your brother's name?
Oh. Li Long Ying. If you go to China,
Okay.
We'll do that.
you'll be proud.